I love that song, and you have never sounded better. Thank you. Yes. The science of mind is a very optimistic teaching. It teaches us that we can change illness, poverty, and unhappiness in all people, no matter what the circumstance, no matter what the geographical location, no matter what the politics, no matter what the economies. It teaches us that it has the answer to every question and the solution to every problem. It is a very optimistic teaching. We are about to kick off our annual summer prosperity class on July 10th with a fire walk. It's good to be an optimist at a fire walk. But as you can see in that little photo, not everybody is an optimist. There are plenty of people in the world that are pessimists. And I know that being a pessimist, in my opinion, is a lazy way out. It's a lazy way out because you don't have to do anything if you're a pessimist. You can point the finger and blame and complain and put all of the power outside of yourself, and then you can just sit around and be pessimistic. But if you want to be an optimist, and if you want to come into alignment with the possibilities that this teaching holds, it takes some work. Because optimists don't just see the glass as half full. That's what they think. That's what people boil it down to. The lowest common denominator. Well, is it a half full glass or is it a half empty glass? If it's a half empty glass, then you're a pessimist. If it's a half full glass, then you're an optimist. It's not that simple. Because typically the optimist will take the glass and go fill it up.
Yes. Yes.
And so being optimistic takes work because you look at circumstances and you don't stay there. Pessimists just look at it, call it like they see it, that's the way it is, it's never going to change because I sure as heck am not going to change it, and they just go and live their miserable lives. Optimists look at the circumstances and look for possibility. They look to see what is the good that can come out of this? What is the best that it can be? I'm not going to be ruled by circumstances. I'm not going to let that dictate who I am. I'm going to look for possibility. I'm going to look deeply into this experience and see what good might be hiding in there. That it's all going to work out. That you're already where you're meant to be. That everything is unfolding for our highest and best. That's a very optimistic mindset. And when we come into alignment with the possibility that everything really is unfolding for our highest and best, what happens? Everything unfolds for our highest and best. When we wake up in the morning and say everything is just awful and it's never going to get any better and nothing's ever going to happen and I'm not going to do anything about it, what do we get? We get nothing. We get a life that is not as we might want at our highest level. So you can learn to be pessimistic, and some people have learned through their being raised in their family or their environment to be pessimistic. There are actually psychological tests that have been done. Boy, I'm so glad we put some reins on these psychological tests of what we do to people and animals to see how they react in situations that have no hope. But when that was free to happen, they had beings that were given no way out, and they had to experience the result of that test, and another being that was given a lever to move and they could get out. And when they took the being that had no way out and they put it in the environment where there was a lever to push, they wouldn't push it because there was no hope. And it didn't take long at all to teach that dog how to do that. And I'm grateful that we don't do that anymore. But we are like that. If we have been in no hope, with no way out, we can learn that there is no hope and there is no way out. And then even when we're in an environment, like you come to Center for Spiritual Living and Barbara Waterhouse says, you can do anything. You can have your life any way you want it. You can prosper, you can heal, you can thrive, you can be in your joy, you can have the best life ever. If you have not had any way out of that old life, sometimes it's hard to learn how to push the lever and how to get the life you want. And so sometimes people leave. And they say, oh, what a bunch of hooey. There's no way, there's no life like that for me. I know better. I'm not even going to try. I'm just going to complain and blame and point the finger and roll over and put my head in the sand. But to be optimistic, you can learn how to be optimistic. Did you know that? The same way you can learn to be pessimistic? So even if you have spent all of your life being a pessimist, you have the opportunity right now to have a breakthrough and to learn how to be optimistic, because there are 9 points of what an optimist is, and we can do that. So John hasn't been there, for 3 weeks? So it's time to have a list. So we're going to have a list. There are studies done on optimists. And the first point about being optimistic is that optimists know that happiness comes from within. Optimists know that happiness comes from within, so that they're not trying to grab onto people or circumstances or things for their happiness. And when we give up the illusion that if we get that thing, if we get that car, if we get that amount of money, if we get that person, if we get everything to look like we think that we want it to look, then we'll be optimistic and happy. When we give that up to know, I don't care what's going on in my life or the world, my happiness is in me. And I'm not going to give it away to anybody for any reason. I'm going to be happy no matter what. When we do that, then by using the creative spiritual energy that we are, setting spiritual law in motion, we create happiness. And sometimes happiness shows up as that job, that money, that person, that experience, everything looking like we thought it was going to look. But it's very important to know what comes first, the chicken or the egg, the cause or the effect. Because if I think that my happiness lies in husband number 1, boy, am I in trouble. Or if then I haven't learned it and I think it lies in husband number 2, I am equally in trouble. Until I can love John no matter where he is or what he does, I am happy, I am clear, I am Barbara Waterhouse. My life is going to be the way I want it to be no matter what. Because I am optimistic. This started because I took a test on Facebook. It's colors. Now keep in mind, I am seriously colorblind. But still it says, what color is this? Is it more this or more this? So I took the test thinking, well, you know, I'm out there in the sunlight with my shoes trying to figure out what color they are. And so I took the test and it says, you're an optimist. And I said, yes, I am an optimist. I am an optimist because I want to get the most out of life. And if I want to get the most out of life, I have to see the most in life. That means I have to see beyond the world of appearance into possibility, infinite possibility, and that collapses into form in my life. You've just had a lesson in quantum physics. Yeah. So what else can we learn to do to be an optimist? Optimists are naturally drawn to like-minded people. You're my peeps. Because we don't tolerate, not ever, I mean, people can have a bad day, but we don't tolerate unending pessimism. What a bummer. We understand that we are energy beings and that we are affected by the energy around us. That's why people can come into this center and be dropped on their knees in the doorway, because they've never felt anything like this before. We bring an energy with us. We bring a vibration with us of prosperity and health and wholeness, love, peace, and joy. And when we come in here, we catch it. We're not separate beings, we're tuning forks. And when a tuning fork is held next to a vibration, it doesn't have to be struck. I mean, sometimes I want to whack you on the side of your head, but you're a tuning fork. You don't need that. All you need to do is come into the room. And before you know it, you start vibrating at this infinite possibility realm. I don't care what the doctor said. I don't care what the bank statement said. I don't care what a friend of yours said. Infinite possibilities are ours, and we share that with other infinite possibilities. I have got time, so I'm going to digress. I am turning into a Greg Braden nut. I love Greg Braden. I'm watching his Missing Links series on Gaia TV, and I just watched the one that said our DNA showed up on planet Earth 200,000 years ago, and we are not descended from anybody. Where did we come from? And then I put my little Bible hat on and go to the Old Testament, and it said, and the sons of gods came down and laid with the daughters of man. Sounds like ETs to me. It sounds like we come from the stars to me, and that our DNA has not changed in 200,000 years. Isn't that amazing? They're finding DNA in fossils. They can take DNA out of fossils. They got some from 28,000 years ago. They got DNA. They said it's exactly like yours and mine. Isn't that amazing? So here we come from the stars. I always knew I was an ET. You know, it started out as a kid just, I don't belong here. This is a nice planet and all, but I don't belong here. The people in my world there were not my people. And I spent much of my life looking for my people. You're my people. You look at the world and you rise above it. You look at the world and you see infinite possibilities because we came from the stars. It reminds me of that line in Ernest Holmes' This Thing Called You. You are a being of light because you come from the light. That's who we are. And so we seek out other light beings, other beings that are optimistic, other beings that are happy and joy-filled, that are not going to give their power away for some little thing. And in doing that, we create extraordinary lives. What's the next one, David? Optimists see the opportunity in every difficulty. Two little boys, one's an optimist, one's a pessimist. I don't know what the parents were thinking. They needed to have some parenting classes. But one Christmas, they decided to give the optimist a pile of pony poop and the pessimist a pony. And they went in there and the pessimist was saying, oh no, not a pony. Now I've got to feed it and clean it up, and it's taking up all this room in my bedroom. Oh, I didn't want this. And they go into the little optimist boy's bedroom, and he's digging like crazy, going, with all this pony poop, there's got to be a pony in here somewhere. I just thought I'd give you the whole joke for those of you who only got, there's got to be a pony in here somewhere. Optimists see opportunity. Everything holds with it the potential for greater growth. You know, that's the whole basis of all of evolution. That if we couldn't go beyond the event, we would never have evolved. Although they're completely proving that evolution is not all that it's cracked up to be, because we came from the stars. But for us to evolve either physically or experientially, for us to have had any breakthrough, any invention, anything that's new in life, we had to go beyond the problem and look for the opportunity in there. What did Edison see as the problem of 1,900 experiments that didn't work out? That one of them was going to work out until he found that he could make a light bulb. What do we see in our problems, in our difficulties? Is this grist polishing our diamond and we're getting shinier and shinier and shinier? Or is this something that will take us out, knock us under? I tell you, the only way people get taken out and knocked under is because they go down. And we don't. Even if we do go down, we stand back up again, and we know that there is something within us that is greater than any circumstance in our life. And if you look for opportunity, you're going to find it. If you look for it, you will find it. And so the optimist is not afraid to look. It's not afraid to be proactive, to do things in life. It looks, it gets out the shovel, it starts digging, it finds it. And the next one, optimists, I changed that word to approval. Optimists do not seek the approval of others. I'm not looking for my happiness outside of myself. I'm not looking for your approval of me, although I do like it. You know, I like it when you tell me how your life has totally changed from coming to Center for Spiritual Living, how you never thought things could be so good, how you are healthier and happier and richer and more joy-filled than you ever dreamed possible. I like that. But I don't need it to be who I am. So I'm not going to go out and seek your approval. I'm not going to sell myself for your approval. And I have done that a lot in my life. I will be what I think you want me to be so that you will approve of me. No. I'm me. I like who I am. I love who I am. I'm good at who I am. And so I have my own approval. And if you love me, wonderful. And if you don't, shala so long, farewell. There are plenty of people in the world for me to find as my people. The next one. Optimists don't play the blame game. You know how debilitating blaming someone is? You did this to me, and because of that, I cannot be what I want to be. I cannot do what I want to do. I cannot go where I want to go and have what I want to have because of you. Boy, that just cuts the power right out of me. Optimists say, well, whatever happened, that's fine, that's you. It's called a boundary in psychology. But this is me. And so you cannot take anything away from me that I don't let you have. Boy, I learned that in relationships. The only way that people could take away my sense of self is if I handed it to them on a silver platter. Here, I'll give you all of my self-esteem. I'll give you all of my self-worth. I'll give you all of my happiness. Now, please don't hurt me. So what was I going to get? I was going to get hurt because I didn't have any self-esteem. I didn't have any happiness. I didn't have any self-worth. I gave it all away. So I had nothing inside of me. I was like Gumby, you know, I had no backbone in me. Optimists don't do that. They don't point their finger at other people. They look inside of themselves to see what they have to live the life that they want to live. Optimists don't complain. Good heavens. Barbara, something happened and I don't like it. Great, you saw it. It must be yours to fix. What? What? Yes, because if you see it, it's yours. Don't you get that? Otherwise you wouldn't see it. I didn't see it. It's obviously not mine. Optimists don't complain. If there's something going on in your life that you don't want, do something about it. Realize that you have infinite potential and strength from God inside of you to change any circumstance, to do anything that you want. I don't care if it's a diagnosis. I don't care if it's a bankruptcy. I don't care what it is. You have within yourself everything that you need to change the circumstances in your life. Nobody is the boss of you. And as soon as you complain, you have given up all of your power to affect change. Right? Yeah. Next one. Optimists are grateful for what they have. Grateful. Boy, you move into a state of gratitude, and according to Greg Brayton and HeartMath, your body excretes chemicals that will make you younger, that will uninflame your body, anti-inflammatories, a little bit of endorphins that'll get you high, all because of gratitude. So Barbara, why should I do gratitude lists every day? Why should I go around when I'm mad and start being grateful? Why should I look at my spouse every day and go, I am so grateful for you because? because it makes life better. Because when you are grateful for something, you experience more of that. It's the same kind of result, but a different direction than complaining. When you complain, you get more of what you're complaining about. When you are grateful, you get more of what you are grateful for. You create that in your life. And so not only do you look better, not only are you healthier, not only are you happier and a little high, but your life shows up in different ways. All because of gratitude. Optimists are grateful for what they have. They're grateful for the opportunity to have more. They don't expect someone to hand it to them on a silver platter. They are expecting to have the wherewithal within them to go out and get it, and they do. Optimists are able to let things go. But they hurt me. No, I think you hurt yourself and bounced it off of them. But they took this from me. That which is yours can never be taken from you. That which is not yours you cannot keep. Let it go. Let it go. Let it go. Like Edwin Gaines says, for you forgive someone because not forgiving someone is like drinking poison and expecting them to die. Lack of forgiveness will kill you. And it'll make you miserable on the way out. Let it go. Let it go. This is a new moment. This is a brand new day. This is a new experience. You have everything that you need to have the best out of it because you are you. And you've got it inside of you already. So reach out into life and grab it. Let go of that which is no longer yours. Don't let it drag you down. Let it go. Let it go. Let it go. And then move forward into a brand new day. And the last one, optimists don't expect life to be easy. And I don't think that that means that they wake up every day and go, oh, it's going to be so hard. But they don't get mad if everything doesn't go exactly the way they thought. They know that they have within them the wherewithal to rise above every condition and manifest what they want to have out of life. They're not afraid of life. They're not afraid to step out and take chances and go for it. They know that they have within them what they need to live the life that they always wanted to live. This is an optimistic teaching. Go ahead, David. Because the science of mind promises that it has the solution to illness, poverty, and unhappiness for every person on this planet. It is the answer to every question and the solution to every problem. All we need to do is to trust ourselves enough to go for it. And when we go for it, we get it. And so it is. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Our welcomers are up here. Who's in the room for the very first time today? Who's here? Is that Tim McGinnis? Is that Tim McGinnis in the back row? Wow, I haven't seen you in a decade. It is so good to see you. Thank you. Welcome, welcome. And did you bring new friends?
My wife, Chrissy.
Chrissy, welcome. Madeline.
Her friend Luke. And
Michaela, Madeline, and who?
Luke.
Luke, wonderful, welcome, welcome, welcome. Yay. And who are you?
I'm Joe and Renee Culpepper. We just moved here from Pensacola, Florida to Maggie Valley.
Yay, Joe and Renee Culpepper, welcome to the mountains. Welcome, welcome. Who else is here for the very first time? I am so glad you decided to show up because remember we are tuning forks. And simply by coming into this room, something happens. We are changed, we are quickened, we are awakened into the greater possibility of that which is ours to be. These people have wonderful cards for you that says, welcome home. And if you want to know more about what happens at Center for Spiritual Living Asheville, you can fill out that card and we'll let you know, like we have a fire walk coming up in 2 weeks and great other things that are going on. If you just want email, just check the little email box. We send out a great email and keep you informed as to just where to be. You know, this is the happening place. I love this center. So thank you for being here. I'm delighted. And now I'd like to invite our prosperity acceptors to come forward. And I want to thank you for all of the ways that you support this center and for the 10,000 people watching online. I want you to know that you too can be part of this. All you have to do is go to the Donate Now button on our website, click it, and it'll take you right to PayPal. Anything that you give is greatly appreciated and opens you up to more and more blessings from life, because we have to give out to give back. It's like breathing. And those of you in this center, I know that many of you give in myriad ways. So for the PayPal givers that don't let the sun go down on a tithe, God bless you. And for those of you who go out and use the donation station, God bless you. And for those of you who are in the auto giving program, God bless you. Those of you who have your bank send in the checks, God bless you. Those of you in the legacy program, God bless you, because we are doing something amazing here. We are creating a foundation to reach out and touch the lives of millions of people in this world, and you get to be a part of it because you decided to open up and to give. And for those of you putting in a check today, God bless you. I am so grateful for the generosity and the strength of this center. I know that we still have amazing things to do. Thank you, Susie. So I like to open up my hand, put the checks in it, cover it with my other hand, and bring it to my heart, and know that God is the source of all supply, that money is the action and flow of spirit in our lives, and each one of us is blessed right here and right now. I know that as we give, this center moves out into the world to do its amazing work, and we are somehow part of it. We all come together this day to make this center for spiritual living Asheville all that it was ever meant to be. It is a place of peace, a beacon of light, a tower of strength, and a fountain of wisdom that touches the lives of all who call it home. And we'll repeat our investment affirmation together aloud. I freely and joyously give from the abundance of my overflowing wealth, knowing that my gift goes with love as it touches and blesses the world. And so it is.
Hi. Well,
know that everything in these baskets is blessed because every time we give, that which we are goes with our gift. There's only one. It doesn't matter if it's money, it doesn't matter if it's a smile, a hug, or a chance. That which we are goes with our gift. And who are we? But God in form as us, spiritual beings of light and love turned loose on planet Earth to be their amazing selves. Who are we? But God showing up as us. So I see that as golden light pouring forth through each and every person in this room and filling up this room from the floor to the ceiling, all between the walls. This air is rich and blessed with God as us, and as Spirit moves in our lives, things happen. So right here and right now, we are touched, we are blessed, and we are healed. And no matter how great the room or wonderful the people, Spirit's got to keep on moving. So it goes out and surrounds this planet to touch and bless and heal every being that calls it home. I know that there's only here and now. So Spirit touches everyone here today, everyone who's ever been here, and everyone yet to come. And so it is. Thank you. Do I hear kids?
Yes.